Hi guys, welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to work on, I call this my big guy. This is a large portulacaria afra or dwarf jade. It's my oldest and largest one that I've got. So I think the last video I did was last fall, and I've just let it grow over the winter. It didn't do too well during the winter. It lost some leaves and got pretty thin. So earlier this year, I repotted it. I tried to record it, but I didn't realize that I ran out of storage space, so the video shut off like 2 minutes into it, so it didn't really catch much. So um, sorry about that, because I really wanted to show the repotting, but I put it in a little bit larger volume pot. I had it in an oval pot before, put it in this rectangle one. It's got a little more space inside for the roots. And since I repotted it, I tried a different soil mix, which is expanded shale, turfus, and some bark. Seems to be doing well. Since I repotted it, a lot of this new growth, up in here, these shoots here have grown out, and I repotted it maybe 5 weeks ago, so it's growing pretty well. And where I have it on my bench, it gets a lot more sun on the right side here. As you can see, the shoots are a lot taller over there than they are over here. So when I put it back out, I'll probably flip it around just to get more sun on this side. But anyway, today we're just going to do a maintenance prune, just take some of these shoots back, maybe refine some pads and just kind of see, give the tree an inspection and just kind of see the health. And you can see back here it's a little bare still, but so we'll remedy that when we put it back out on the bench. We'll get it turned around and all that good stuff. But overall, it's looking pretty good. Really like the root base this one's got. Nice root flare, nice shape. So let's just go ahead and dig in. And like I've mentioned before, my first pass, especially when something's kind of grown out like this, my first pass is just to knock these shoots down and kind of more or less a profile prune, just to kind of get it back in shape, just so I can kind of see what's going on. And then I'll come back and give it a little more refinement later on, once I can kind of see the shape. So I don't spend a whole lot of time thinking about what I'm doing on this first pass. I just take some of these shoots back. And as I'm doing it, just kind of inspecting the tree, I see a bunch of spider webs on it. It's just one of the things when you have your trees outside, the spiders take up residence, but no harm. They take care of the little critters. Not a big spider fan, so if you see me jump, hopefully not yell in between here. I'll probably edit that out if I do, but you can see there's a lot of webs in here, but just little guys that shouldn't be too harmful. Come around here to the back, take some of these down. They're definitely not as vigorous, so it's amazing, you know, the difference in where the light and sun hits it, how much better it grows. And where I had this during the winter, it was getting decent light, but I think it just got a little bit too cool. So I've already started planning for next winter when I bring my trees back inside. I'm going to use pretty much my same lighting setup, but I experimented with a heat mat last winter, and it really made a huge difference. The trees that I had on my heat mat performed much better. I started propagating cuttings even through the winter on the heat mat, and they took off and performed really well. So probably get a couple more heat mats and incorporate those into my winter setup. But we're deep into summer now, so 95, 100-degree temperatures outside, so we're ways away from winter, but never hurts to plan ahead a little bit. So now I'm kind of, I guess you could say, a little more refined pruning now. Just kind of looking at the individual pads and kind of seeing where I'll probably take this back. Since it's growing well, I'll probably take it back a little more aggressive and then just kind of let it grow back out just to get some light on these interior branches. Because the new leaves that come out in the bright sun, they'll be smaller and a lot tighter, so it'll just make it look a little more developed and a lot fuller. Let's see if I can open this up. In here, I've got some branches that are kind of growing vertical like this back here, so I'm going to take some of those down and open up some of this space in through here, because I like being able to see, some of the air gaps, negative space through here. And since this tree's so big, it just takes a little while to prune. I'll take my time on it, and because this is the part that I really enjoy. I know it can get a little long, maybe a little bit maybe boring to some people, but it's really not to me, because this is part of really getting in touch with your tree and kind of inspecting it, looking at it, thinking about the future plans of it. You can see this top area here is really nice and thick already, so and that's typically what happens. It's easier to get the top to thicken up, because that's where the energy goes, because the tree is always wanting to get taller and closer to the light. And just keep spinning it around and looking at it here. Probably going to go ahead and take that back. continuing to refine the top here. And what I'm doing on the top there, just so you can see, like say this is one of the branches, so you know, maybe my first prune, it'll come in like that, and then I still got this sticking up. You know, I'll take a look at it if I need to go back, and sometimes I'll just go back to each inner node and just kind of keep going back just like that until I get down to where the leaves are tight and close together, and then new leaves will pop out there and just stay right on top of each other. So that's kind of what I'm doing when, if you can't really see. Hopefully that helped a little bit. Yeah, so the top's looking pretty good. It's got that kind of that dome shape that I'm looking for. Still kind of thick in there. Got some shoots in here. You can see this guy that's kind of growing back towards the tree. I'm just going to go ahead and take that off. Got another one up here. And some of these other small shoots in here. We'll just kind of thin that out because they'll, like I said, they'll pop back and really start growing. Some of these leaves that point down, I'll take those off. Again, that's just a personal preference. I like the way, when I'm developing the pads, I like the bottom of the pad to be flat, and then being able to see the branches, so everything's just kind of pointing up like this. And then when you have a branch or a leaf that's kind of pointing down, it just takes away from the flat and upward growth. So that's just what I do anyway. This is kind of long in through here. See this shoot that's kind of coming back towards the center of the tree, and it's kind of long. So we'll take it back to that next inner node. Probably even take this back even a little bit more. And take these other ones down to match the height of it. Get this guy sticking up there. Just open that top up a little bit more too. This one, take that down. Just get me this little pad here. And just kind of create that open spot in there. Just adds a little more interest, I think. And here I kind of work in a little bit in sections, but then with this turntable, it's just easy to kind of keep moving all the way around the tree as I go. And then kind of looking at, you know, side to side. I've got some shoots out here that are pretty long, so I'm going to go ahead and take those back. But from the front, it looked fine. Couldn't really tell, but I always like to keep the whole tree balanced, you know, so when I'm looking at from front to back, just making sure I keep everything in check so it doesn't get lopsided a little bit. And I'll get, like I said, this area is still a little thin, so we'll fix that. over the next couple months. And then when I see, just use this for example, like when I see this where it's just a long straight piece, unless I'm really trying to thicken the branch or need some more length, I'll knock those back quite a bit, maybe half or more, just to cause a little more ramification. And like this one here, even though it's got, the internodes are really close together, which is what you want, I'll still knock that back and then just cause it to sprout out some more. Just makes everything a lot tighter and a little easier to develop those pads. And here's some more long ones here, so we'll just take those back. Another one. I've got these shoots in here that I don't really want, so we'll just get rid of those. And then I mentioned it in my first maintenance when I did this, but this little cutting here, it actually was a leaf that fell and rooted. So when I repotted it, I made sure to save that and keep it in the repotted version, just so it looks like this little guy is maybe tending to a little tree or something underneath this big tree. So just like to keep that as long as I can. And here is a cut point that, let's see if I can get in here a little closer, that I took a branch off of that before, and then it dries up, and then that part just pops off of there, and then that'll continue to heal over. We've got a few of those, so you can just clean those up. I'm just kind of looking here to see if I can, I've got this branch here that's going back towards the tree, so go ahead and get rid of that. There's another one back in here. And I've got this guy wire here to pull this branch up because it really starts to sag. So I've just got it propped up there. And some of these shoots are getting long, so I want to keep those really short to get this pad developed out here. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Just take those back some. Yeah, it looks better. A long shoot here. Take back. I'm just looking at it to see, where I want to develop some of these pads. Get all these cut branches out of the way so that it doesn't distract me. Some longer ones here. We'll just go ahead and get rid of that. Take care of some of these that are shooting up. Let's get this random branch here. I think we'll just get rid of that. It's not contributing anything. Looking better. We've got some little pad development back here. Really like that, the way that looks. The little guy. Get rid of him. Okay. Still not sure what I want to do here. This is kind of just a busy area. Looking at it from the front, I do kind of like that, but it'd almost be better if it was up taller to play in with this whole pad look here. Or I could just get rid of this lower branch and just let this pad be the pad on this side. So I just don't want it to be drooping down that much on this side here, but I don't know. Maybe just take it back a little shorter. See what that looks like. Go ahead and take these back shorter. This one's going down. And this may be a, since I haven't looked at this tree for a while, this may be a two-parter, you know, to where I'll get some refinement done on this session. And then, you know, like I do a lot of times, I'll set it back out on the bench and just kind of keep looking at it and studying it to see what, you know, if there's anything else I want to do to it to further refine it. But like I said, they're constantly evolving and changing, so you're never really done with them. So, I mean, you're just done with that session and you just continue on the next one. So just try to improve it just a little bit each time. And I've got, you can see, just seeing these little shoots inside here, which I don't need. So we'll just get rid of those. Just taking some of these back in, because I still want to maintain, you know, even though I've got different pad layers in through here, I want to maintain the overall triangle, kind of a dome shape here. So I could even argue taking some of these back, but they're just not quite as vigorous because they're away from the sun. So I'm not going to do too much more on here, but it'd be nice to get these lower branches out, maybe to here, just to continue that profile down. So yeah, if I could get these out another couple inches, I think that would help it. Just thin some of these out some more. And this is kind of pointing up. Get rid of that and just let that one grow out. These are shooting up. some of these little branches here. This one's kind of growing down, so I think we'll just get rid of that, let everything just kind of be flat and growing up. It's a little, looking at it from this side, I see I've got this little slope here, so I don't know what I need to do to fix that. If I want to just maybe lower this pad down. And then maybe I've got enough density in here, I can just keep, taking this back, kind of an inner node at a time. And got here, you take that back a little, and maybe have a cleaner break, and then just start this pad back there. It looks okay from the front because I like, this being lower, you can kind of see the branch structure, all the little branches back in here. So I think that looks fine. At least for today's session, I think it looks good. I may think different after I stare at it for a couple weeks, and if I do, we'll just fix it then. Just take some of these back a little more. I could probably thin some of these branches in here, but like I said, I don't want to do too much of that right now because I'm a little undecided. So basically just wanted to get in here and inspect it, do a little bit of refinement pruning on it just to get it back in shape. I think it's looking pretty good. It's healthy, that's the main thing. Just taking some of these shoots back some more. Okay. Got some air gaps through here. Got a little bit of pad development starting. Not looking too bad. I'm sure sometimes, when I watch these videos back, as I'm editing, I'll see some random branches. And I was like, why didn't I cut that off? Just because it's a different perspective, because I'm sitting off here to the side and the camera's, looking at it from the front. Even though I do spin it, it's just funny how it's with a little bit different perspective. You see things that you could have cut off or changed, but that's all right. It's all part of the process. All right. It's looking pretty good. I can take some of these back just a little bit. Just a little random branch in there. take this top back a little bit where I've got extra nodes here, because they'll be the fastest part, quickest part to come back. So we'll keep that top in check. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm happy with the profile over on this side. Like I said, we'll put this towards the sun, so we'll get some more growth over here pretty quick. And get it in shape. I think for today we might just leave it just like that. So I'll give you a quick spin around. There's the front. There's the left side. There's the back. Right side. And back to the front. All right, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.